Good day everyone, we are here to present our topic entitled Discovering Neutral Geometry together with my group mates Cabaluna, Cordano, and Chalagura and Singson. And by the way, my name is Angelica Erosco, your first presenter for this topic. Well, neutral geometry focuses on the study of geometric concepts without assuming the parallel postulate. Because of this, we are able to explore and understand relationships between lines, angles, and triangles based purely on logical reasoning and observe patterns. In this presentation, we will examine how angles behave when a transversal intersect two lines, as well as how angles are related within triangles. We will also analyze given diagrams, form conjectures, and solve problems based on these observations. Through this discussion, we aim to deepen our understanding of geometric relationships and how they help us determine properties such as parallelism and angle measures. And now let's begin with our first diagram. Our first diagram shows two lines, the L and M, cut by a transversal line, T. In this figure, we can observe several angle relationships formed by the intersections. We have alternate interior angles, alternate exterior angles, corresponding angles, linear pairs, and vertical angles. This angle relationship help us analyze whether the two lines are parallel or not. And based on the diagram, we notice that the lines appear to be converging, meaning they will meet at a certain point. Because of this, the lines are not parallel since parallel lines must never intersect. This shows that even if angle pairs can be identified, the condition for parallel lines depends on consistent angle relationships.
The diagram illustrates an important concept in geometry known as the exterior angle theorem. So in triangle ABC, we extend one side of a triangle from point C to point D, forming an exterior angle at point C. So this exterior angle lies outside the triangle, while the angles at point A and point B are called the remote interior angles because they are not adjacent to the exterior angle. Now, based on the diagram, we can observe two key ideas. First is the exterior angle at point C is greater than each of the remote interior angles individually. So this means that the angle formed outside the triangle is always larger than angle A alone and angle B alone. Second, when we add the measures of the two interior angles, that is angle A plus angle B, their sum is exactly equal to the measure of the exterior angle at point C. This relationship can express as the exterior angles is equal to the sum of the two remote interior angles. This concept is very useful in solving problems involving triangles, especially when one of the angles is unknown. Instead of finding all interior angles first, we can directly use the exterior angle to determine the missing values. This means that the diagram clearly shows that the exterior angle is
now,
not
for this
just...
part, we begin by analyzing the diagram tree, which shows the triangle of ABC, which is classified as a scalene triangle. It is classified as scalene triangle as its interior angles measuring 50 degrees, 60 degrees, and 70 degrees are all unequal, implying that its sides have different lengths. If we add all the angles, we get the measure of angle A, which is 50 degrees, measure of angle B, which is 60 degrees, and the measure of angle C, which is 70 degrees, equals to 180 degrees. This confirms the triangle angle sum theorem in Euclidean geometry, which states that the sum of the interior angles of any triangle on a flat plane is exactly 180 degrees. However, this property is not universal, and the interior angles of any triangle do not always sum to 180 degrees, as the sum of the interior angles of a triangle depends on the geometric surface we are working with, because the sum of the angles of a triangle depends on the curvature of the surface. So in non-Euclidean geometries, such as the spherical geometry, which has positive curvature like the surface of the Earth, the angle sum is greater than 180 degrees, while in hyperbolic geometry, which has negative curvature, which has a saddle-shaped surface, it is less than 180 degrees. So, the key idea here is that the sum of the angles in a triangle is not always equal to 180 degrees. It actually depends on the type of a surface on which the triangle is drawn. In Euclidean geometry, we assume that the surface is perfectly flat. Because of this assumption, triangles will always have interior angles that add up to exactly 180 degrees. This is a fixed and reliable rule, but only within flat space. However, when the surface is curved, this rule no longer applies. Therefore, the angle sum of a triangle is not a universal constant. Instead, it is directly influenced by the curvature of the space. This shows that geometric properties depend on the assumptions we make about the surface, highlighting the difference between Euclidean and non-Euclidean geometries.
Now, for the conjectures, we've established three conjectures. For the first conjecture, this is based on diagram A. When two lines are cut by a transversal, the sum of the corresponding angles is less than or equal to 180 degrees. This conjecture is sometimes true, because this will only be true if the transversal line creates two corresponding right angles or two corresponding acute angles. If we add two acute angles, their sum will be less than 180 degrees, while if we add two right angles, their sum will be exactly 180 degrees. However, this conjecture is not true if the corresponding angles are both obtuse angle, since the sum of two obtuse angles may exceed 180 degrees. Similarly, when the corresponding angles are acute and obtuse angle, their sum may exceed 180 degrees. For the second conjecture, this is based on the diagram B. In a triangle with one side extended to form an exterior angle, the exterior angle is always larger than one of the remote interior angles. And this is always true, since the measures of the interior angles of a triangle must be positive number. Their sum must naturally be larger than either of each remote interior angle. It is the same as saying that the whole is greater than its parts. For the third conjecture, this is based on diagram C. A triangle can have at most one right angle or at most one obtuse angle. And this is sometimes true, since this is only valid in all geometric surfaces except for elliptical geometry. Having two right angles or two obtuse angles would result in a sum of interior angles that is more than 180 degrees, which does not exist in neutral geometry, Euclidean geometry, as well as in hyperbolic geometry.
For the application problem, in a triangle PQR, the measurement of angles are as follows. Measure of angle P is equal to 2/3 multiplied by the measure of angle Q, and measure of angle R is equal to 5/4 multiplied by the measure of angle P and then added by 10 degrees. Find the following: the angle measurement of angle P in degrees, the angle measurement of angle Q in degrees, the angle measurement of angle R in degrees, and verify that the sum of angles satisfy the triangle angle sum theorem in neutral geometry. Before we proceed to the step-by-step solution, we must first determine what is being asked, what are the given, and what theorem to use. First, we are asked to determine the measurements of angles P, Q, and R in degrees and verify that the sum of angles satisfy the triangle angle sum theorem in neutral geometry. Second, what are the given? We are given that the measure of angle P is equal to 2/3 multiplied by the measure of angle Q, and the measure of angle R is equal to 5/4 multiplied by the measure of angle P and then added by 10 degrees. By letting the measure of angle Q equals to x, the measure of angle P will now be equal to 2/3 x, and the measure of angle R will now be equal to 5/4 multiplied by the measure of angle P, which is 2/3 x, and then added by 10 degrees. In simpler terms, it is 5/6 x plus 10 degrees. Next, what theorem to use? In neutral geometry, the sums of interior angles of a triangle is at most 180 degrees. Therefore, using the triangle angle sum principle, the measure of angle P plus the measure of angle Q plus the measure of angle R is equal to 180 degrees. This will now serve as our equation 1. Now let us start with our step-by-step solution. Step 1. Since we have the values for the measure of angles P, Q, and R, let us substitute it in the equation 1. So 2/3 x, which is the measure of angle P, plus x, which is the measure of angle Q, plus 5/6 x plus 10 degrees, which is the measure of angle R, equals 180 degrees. Moving on, in step 2, we now solve for the value of x. From the step 1, we have 2/3 x plus 5/6 x plus 10 degrees is equal to 180 degrees. Using the closure property under addition, we combine the 2/3 x plus 5/6 x, and this becomes 5/2 x. And copy the plus 10 degrees is equal to 180 degrees. Using the addition property of equality, we will add negative 10 degrees to both sides of equation. The equation becomes 5/2 x plus 10 degrees minus 10 degrees is equal to 180 degrees minus 10 degrees. Evaluating the left side of the equation, 5/2 x plus 10 degrees minus 10 degrees is equal to 5/2 x. And the right side of the equation, 180 degrees minus 10 degrees is equal to 170 degrees. Now, using the multiplication property of equality, we will multiply 2 to both sides. The equation becomes 2 times 5/2 x is equal to 2 times 170 degrees. Evaluating the left side of the equation, 2 multiplied by 5/2 x is equal to 5x. And then the right side of the equation, 2 multiplied by 170 degrees, this becomes 340 degrees. Again, using the multiplication property of equality, we will multiply 1/5 to both sides of the equation. This becomes 1/5 times 5x is equal to 1/5 times 340 degrees. Evaluating the left side of the equation, 1/5 multiplied by 5x is equal to x. And then the right side of the equation, 1/5 times 340 degrees is equal to 68 degrees. We are now remained with x is equal to 68 degrees. Recall that we let the variable x represent the measure of angle Q. Therefore, the measure of angle Q is equal to 68 degrees. Step 3, we now solve for the measure of angle P. Recall that the measure of angle P is represented by 2/3 x, and since x is already computed to be equal to 68 degrees, therefore we will just substitute the value of x. This becomes the measure of angle P is equal to 2/3 multiplied by 68 degrees. Using the closure property under multiplication, the measure of angle P is equal to 136/3, or approximately 45.33 degrees. The step 4, we now solve for the measure of angle R. Recall that the measure of angle R is represented by 5/6 x plus 10 degrees. And since x is already computed to be equal to 68 degrees, we will just substitute the value of x. This becomes the measure of angle R is equal to 5/6 multiplied by 68 degrees and then added to 10 degrees. Using the closure property under multiplication, 5/6 multiplied by 68 is equal to 170/3. And then copy the plus 10 degrees. Next, using the closure property under addition, 170/3 plus 10 degrees becomes 200/3. So, the measure of angle R is equal to 200/3, or approximately 66.67 degrees. And lastly, step 5. We must verify that the measure of angle P plus the measure of angle Q plus the measure of angle R is equal to 180 degrees. Substituting the computed measurements of these three angles, this becomes 45.33 degrees plus 68 degrees plus 66.67 degrees is equal to 180 degrees. Using the closure property under addition, adding the 45.33 degrees, 68 degrees, and 66.67 degrees achieves the sum of exactly 180 degrees. Therefore, the interior angles of triangle PQR satisfies the triangle angle sum theorem. Hence, the measurements of angle P, Q, and R are 45.33 degrees, 68 degrees, and 66.67 degrees respectively. Additionally, the sum of the interior angles satisfies the triangle angle sum theorem.
This part shows what the group have learned and what we have reflected in the activity. First, we learned about the conditional geometric relationship. We realized that the rules in geometry are not always automatically true. So by rules, we mean about the formulas or the facts or the geometric facts that we usually memorize, like the angle relationship or the sum of a triangle. We learned that these only work when certain conditions are met. For example, about the angle formed by a transversal are only equal if the lines are parallel. And another example is that the sum of a triangle is 180 degrees. That is only in Euclidean geometry. Second, we learned about the importance of justification. We cannot just apply these rules right away. So we need to prove or we need to check first if the conditions are actually met before we could assume that it is true. This part was a bit challenging for us, Group 2, because we used to assume that these rules are always true, or these rules are true in absolute sense. Lastly, our way of thinking changed. So instead of just relying on what we memorized, we started to carefully analyze the diagrams and the measurements. So we realized that we used to assume that all the triangles have 180 degrees and that equal angles automatically mean that the lines are parallel without even checking first. So, to sum up everything, this activity has helped us understand that in geometry, we must always verify the conditions before we could apply any rule.
Go. So, group 1 dami and ang i-critic namo kay group 2, group 2. So mag-start ko sa pros or sa mga strengths nila. So number 1 kay clear and organized ilang structure. So ilang paper kay well arranged from from the start to finish arrangement. Human sa ilang diagram pod kay madunggo ni. Sa ilang diagram kay maklaro man amora mo di maklaro ba? Maklaro mo inyo ilang diagram then okay raman tapos detailed po nilang mga then ilang conjuncture kay okay raman tapos ilang sa application daw tanong na to. Mo ilang yung application. Sa ilang application kay okay sad kay detailed man yun siya. Napay mga steps. Then nagbutang sila theorems. Tapos sa kuha na lang ko sa cons. So, wala kay ko yung nakita na mali sa ilang output. Ang nakita rin ako na mali kay ang ilang sa reflection lang na part sa ilang PPT kay very lengthy siya ba. Tapos i-suggest na ko na mga specific good tong naman to question diri tong ato. Kani what idea did you discover on your own? Which part was most challenging and what assumptions did you realize we're making, pero na naman nun siya diri anoon, pero di lang siya naka-specific. Katura kong na ano, na ma-comment sa among ka-group, sa mong group. So overall, okay naman. Nice silang output.
Okay, next, group 3. Mo comment sa group 2.
So, ang first na kong comment sa group 2 is ang ilahang suggestion icon sa logo. Kay naka-Arial font pa to, and I think na emphasize po na ni Aliyah ginina na i-sincel na ang logo. And then another one is katong pag-label nila sa wait lang. Kani naghatag mo og in-text citation sa inyohang transversal diagram analysis. Overall, mo agree man pod mi aning mga justification and explanation ninyo, pero need lang na mo og reference list. Then for exterior angle in triangle, ang suggestion icon na mo ani is, if possible, change the color of the exterior angle para mas ma-distinguish nila ang kalahian sa remote interior angle and then exterior angle. Although na gilabel na siya nga remote interior angle, pero color-wise, we would like to suggest na i-change siya lang into another color. And then another one is, we would like to suggest as a group na i-label ang remote interior angle and exterior angle such as angle 1, angle 2, and angle 3, or angle BAC, angle ABC, or angle ACD. And then napon mi isa ka question icon, does the exterior angle theorem hold in all neutral or only Euclidean? And kating explanation and justifications sa exterior angle in triangle, ang mahatag naman is agree icon. We also have the same observation pod with regards to this diagram. And then another one is question icon for diagram 2. Is it always true ba daw na kanang one remote angle is greater than the other remote interior angle? And then regarding with the justification and explanation with the diagram C, we have agree icon. Ganahan mi sa explanation and justification, very detailed siya. And in terms of conjectures and justifications, content-wise, wala man may problema. Suggestion lang regarding with the face validity, if it's possible, if you can kindly bold the statement 1, classification and justification, to make it easier to read for the readers na lang pod. And this suggestion icon also applies with the remaining conjectures. As well as regarding with the application problem, ang solution okay raman. Ano na lang, kanang face validity, i-provide ang diagram either sa left or right side sa problem. Kaya na-observe man gud namo nga ang diagram itself is napa siya sa baba sa solution. And kato pong pag-utilize og fraction sa although raman ni siya kanang minor changes lang, pwede pod ninyo go to insert symbols equation type /fraction, mas magod siya, mas better and mas nice tan-awon ang fraction ato if i-insert na to ang equation. And then regarding with the solution, kay naami agree icon. So overall kay ano lang, face validity suggestions lang regarding with group 2.
Okay, so hello, good evening. I am a representative from Group 4, and here's our insight about your PPT and written output. So the PPT is well organized. So here's our agree icon, and the flow of ideas is easy to follow. The diagrams are clearly labeled, which makes the concepts easier to understand. And also the use of course is effective and helps distinguish different parts of the angles. And here's our question icon. So some slides look a bit crowded. So with adjusting the spacing, make them easier to read. And also there are parts where the text is close together. So was this intentional for design purposes? And here's our suggestion icon. You can improve spacing between text and elements to make the slides cleaner, and also consider using slightly larger font sizes or more spacing to improve readability, especially from a distance. And from your to read then, so here's our RB icon that the written output is organized properly and the ideas are arranged in a logical order and the explanations are clear and easy to follow, and also the formatting is generally neat, making the document readable. And a suggestion, I mean like the question icon, some parts have like very long, lengthy paragraphs. So would breaking them into shorter ones improve readability? And there are sections where spacing looks uneven. So was this intentional? So here's our suggestion icon that try to divide long paragraphs into smaller ones for better readability. Thank you.
Makulmadunggan ko, makita na kong naong.
Maybe.
Dili day.
Naka-gray ka ba yet? Ngit-ngit?
Bijot dili ako all. Na-open na.
Yun na,
Mari Angela sa Budor ang pangalan nakabutang.
Yun natin ang atake. O ka na, yun na. Yun na. Comment
Sana,
na.
okay ra? Okay ra?
Yeah. Hala. Sige, go.
Okay na? Balag wala ko naong.
Siguro play na na.
Sige, so ang comment na ko sa sa group 2 kay almost agree man mi halos sa kuan ay we are the group 5, so almost agree mi sa ilahang mga statements no kay so sa pros kay clear and structure kay ilahang mga reasonings and yan na sila strong explanation sa concepts, and also kay kanang logical ilang mga reasoning and naji application problem, so goods kayo kay na-apply ang concept, and also the reflection is deep no, so nindot ang ilang insights about sa Euclidean and kanang like pang higher level thinking na jud siya, and also nalang pod may suggestion gamay sa ay same with the group 3 pod diri adapit sa kining conjectures bitaw kining sa statement sa classification and justification kay like i-bold siya o kay i-bold siya ang kining mga words kay para mas dali siya mabasa, and also kay ay ang diagram pod kay maklaro man siya pero mas nindot unta tuog ang diagram for kanang mas nindot unta to kung dako siya, and also pod diri sa ay si step naman ni ay ikaw step diri sa kuan solutions. Step ako na lang ani. So ilang ay sige go.
Kitaan ka?
Wala gay ko nakita no.
Ako?
Dili step, pero continue na lang.
Wala na step nakaitong.
Ako kayo nasirado.
Run out sa mako.
Wala
Sige.
man run out diri. Sige go step sa last part.
Diri sa kaan sa ito application problem kay kuan lang kaning sa agree icon lang kay kuan ang inyong mga solution kay kanang naka step by step jud siya tapos kuan kanang o lagi tapos anang murag kanang so gi-explain ninyo o lagi na explanation kung unsay gigamit dinhi ana ano like parehas ning substitution property of equality like ingana so mao ra to agi icon lang sa diri sa application problem.
So, maura to mo ang comment sa sa group 2. Wala man kayo we are the group 5 so wala man kayo errors kay nindot pan kayo lang output kay kanang clear and concise. So, mao lang. Thanks.
Okay, wala na no? Okay, another kuan na punta.
Makaya pa ni? O group 3? Dili. Kailan hindi ka minutes na bilin?
Walay nakabutang. Dako abot ang bugas.
Another host na pod?
Stop na nako ham.